Boris Johnson ended his resignation speech with a sentence that everything may look bleak at the moment, but our future together is golden. It was the weird ending to a weird speech that seemed a little too enthusiastic for someone who's just been told by so many people to go away. But Boris Johnson is right. Yes, he heard me right. If you take away the together, that means him, then the prospects for the British ruling party are actually good, and bad for the opposition, especially Keir Starmer. When Keir Starmer became Labour leader in 2020, the country's largest party by membership was in a sorry state. The ultra-left Jeremy Corbyn was so unpopular in the UK that Johnson, also not overly popular in the poll, won an 80-seat majority. Starmer invested a lot of energy and time in restructuring the internal party structures, but he lost sight of the voters a little in the process. To this day, the British still have no idea what the man who would love to be their Prime Minister actually stands for. When pollsters fill out questionnaires asking people to explain why they would vote for Labour, the only reason that come up are why they hate the Tories. Boris Johnson's Tories. Just remember that one. Starmer is often accused of being boring. He tries to act like a counter-model to Johnson, calm, matter-of-fact, confident, but sometimes he tries too hard. The polls on Johnson's successor show that it is not a completely wrong strategy. Defence Secretary Ben Wallace is currently in the lead among the Tories. Wallace has so far not been noticed as a friend of big stages, rather as someone who just does what has to be done with a clear head. He comes across as calm, matter-of-fact, confident. At the same time, Wallace is considered a representative of the classic conservative line, low taxes, a free market economy, and generally a state that leaves the citizens and the economy as much as possible in peace. Last but not least, bad news for Starmer. Wallace was one of the Tories who campaigned for Remain, that means against Brexit. To say Wallace would be a favourite is premature, as there are many other promising candidates at the moment. Among them are uncompromising Brexiteers like Steve Baker and politicians like Liz Truss, who are not averse to populist actionism, but also some whose profile is similar to that of Wallace. Whenever there is a general election, whether next week or more likely in 2024, the trick will be to appeal to both Remain and Leave voters alike, and to credibly explain why and how both sides of this polarized country can be united. Starmer is trying to do that, recently speaking out against the rail worker strikes and against any return to the EU. Both are uncharacteristic of a Labour leader, but Starmer believes he cannot win an election without the conservative voters of the centre, even if he risks alienating regular voters. If the Tories are clever enough to elect someone who is very different from Johnson and who also replaces large parts of Johnson's cabinet, then the opposition threatens to lose something without an opposition has a fundamentally difficult time, an enemy image. And so it's very hard for Starmer if the Tories pick the right person. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.